So we've covered a lot of ground this morning, and now we're moving into 4 case studies on different aspects of renewable energy and decarbonization for the mining sector. And it's my pleasure to introduce the chair of this session. Neil Canby is Executive Director for Sunrise Energy Group. He's also the co-founder, and Neil drives the development of the grid-connected and off-grid projects for Sunrise. And last year we had the pleasure of Neil co-presenting with Image Resources on their solar hybrid project, which is being installed just north of Perth. So, welcome, Neil.
Good morning, everybody. This is our second year Sunrise Energy Group exhibiting at the Energy and Mines Conference. It's certainly good to be back here and good to be in our hometown in Perth. I get the pleasure of introducing the case studies. Case studies are great things to talk about at conferences. It's a great opportunity for people to learn from others through experience what they're actually doing. I'm assuming that most of those people representing mining companies here at the conference are here to spend time considering what your own projects will be. I encourage you all to visit the exhibition hall during the breaks. There are also a lot further case studies available there, not just the 4 you're going to hear in the next hour or so from a range of providers. Obviously, I encourage you to come and pick up our own little pamphlet on our quality partnerships, which takes you through very briefly the 4 projects that we have under development here in Western Australia. As Adrian mentioned, our 3 megawatt solar farm for Image Resources up at Boonanaring, which is a grid connected project. We have a 1 megawatt solar and 2 megawatt hour battery solution we're putting into the now Beelup Industrial Park just south of Mandurah with our partner Enwave Australia. And Synergy. We're working on a 20 megawatt behind the meter solar and transmission connected project with Hexagon Resources. Hexagon is a downstream graphite purification business that wants to build its plant here in WA, but as the demonstration of our Bloomberg presentation shows, the cost of energy here is not competitive with other jurisdictions, international jurisdictions. Our challenge and our opportunity in the renewable sector is actually to make it more competitive. So we're in the running there because of renewable energy, not in spite of renewable energy. And we also have a project, our play in the hydrogen space is not our project, but we're looking at, I'm going to start calling it Hydrogen Valley in the Midwest, where it has the beauty of both commercial solar and commercial wind. We've seen APA develop both wind farms and solar farms with Emu Downs and Badgingarra co-located there. You have the beauty of a good connection and a West Australian electricity market. If you know what you're doing, you can use generation capacity very well and benefit from that. So that would be a 60 megawatt hydrogen, green hydrogen project here in WA that we're trying to develop. So what I also would say is we have 5B with us at our stand. So for off-grid projects, we're very keen on the 5B wind farm technology. They too have a couple of case studies. Their Port Bonithon project, you may hear a bit more of that, which is a partnership they're doing with AGL, and also their Borroloola project, which in Northern Territory, that has already survived 2 cyclones, a Cat 3 and a Cat 4 in its first 12 months of operations. So I think we're now getting some really interesting projects on the ground to demonstrate these things can work and do work. We also have a video of one of those projects, along with a video from Caterpillar of their 7 megawatt Namibia project using their microgrid technologies. And I think what's interesting in this space is you're seeing people like Caterpillar now develop an end-to-end capability. So they now have their own solar inverter, battery inverter with battery technologies, their own microgrid controller, and obviously their own diesel engines that they can bring completely bundled. You connect in your solar in one end and your load in the other. So some really exciting things happening in the industry. Again, really encourage you to take the opportunity through this to do that. My observation in the last 12 months from our last conference is that we really haven't made the progress that everyone was talking about 12 months ago. In particular, now we're seeing mining and mineral processing. I mean, a lot of energy used on mines is for mineral processing, not just mining. Haven't seen very much progress of that in WA. Great to hear some of the announcements today. Our call to arms for you is if you're using diesel for power generation today, whether it's a small bore, 10 kilowatt bore, right up to a 10 megawatt power station, we genuinely believe those projects can be partially displaced with solar, a solar hybrid system today, cost effectively, reliably, and you don't even need to own a system. So there are now solutions that remove the need for you to worry about 20-year mine lives. If you've got more than 5 years of your mine, that'll be sufficient for people to help you now look at how you can adopt those technologies today. Enough about me though, and what we're trying to promote. I'd like to introduce our first case study. David Kelly is the Acting Chief Operating Officer from Resolute Mining. David joined Resolute in 2016 as General Manager of Corporate Strategy and is currently Acting COO responsible for all aspects of the company's operations and projects. David's an experienced geologist and company director. He has served in various senior executive roles in the resources sector over the last 30 years, including as an investment banker and corporate advisor. Currently a non-executive director of Predictive Discovery Limited, and previously serving as directors of Bridge Resources, Renewables Minerals and Pacific Ore. Please join me in welcoming David Kelly.